What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity Ant C, joined by my one and only, my own Hot Commodity.
What's up, everybody?
And you are joining us as we're the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, covering all things WWE, AEW, TNA, NXT, and everything in between. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about our episodes. You can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Did I say Apple Podcasts already? Spotify, whatever. You can listen to us anywhere you listen to podcasts. And I also created.
A can and a string.
What?
A can and a string.
Oh. Oh, yeah, because back in the day when you used to talk to people through the windows, um, I put up a link tree, which basically it's a little URL that you press, and there's different links, so you could for YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff. So let's start covering WWE Friday Night SmackDown from May 23rd, 2025 in Savannah, Georgia. Are you from Georgia?
No,
You lived there though at one point, right?
I was in South Carolina.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, right?
Mm, Close. I actually lived on. I was like 20 minutes from the Augusta, Georgia border.
I think of the Confederate soldiers and the racist fuckers in the South when I think of Savannah, Georgia
Yeah, but it's really not like that anymore.
anymore.
People are really nice.
Well, yeah, because they're lynching the black people over there. Um, to start the show, we see Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest brawling backstage. They're going to fight at Saturday night's main event in a steel cage match. And it was a chaotic start to SmackDown, but it wasn't anything really interesting. There was just a bunch of referees pulling them apart. Next up, WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton comes out to the ring. And Tiffany says, my gosh, how much can change in a year? I walked into Money in the Bank last year with all the pressure, and now I am the WWE Women's Champion. At Money in the Bank, someone will have the same opportunity as me. And before she can continue, Alexa Bliss comes out, who just advanced last week in the Money in the Bank match. Alexa says, we've never met. I'm Alexa. When I win the Money in the Bank, get ready for your downfall. Charlotte Flair then comes out. Charlotte says, I wanted to humbly congratulate you, Tiffy, for beating me. You're doing great, but it's going to end soon. When I cash in that briefcase, I'm going to take that title back and the spotlight. When I want something, I don't wait, I take. Tiffany said, you said winning Money in the Bank was the easy way out when I won it. You two are vintage and I'm the upgrade. It's Tiffy time. And Tiffany goes to leave, and Giulia comes out and faces off with Tiffy. What'd you think of these three women opening SmackDown like this?
Um, I liked it. It was. I thought Julia and Charlotte were gonna put on a little better show. Um, and of course, Zelina was kind of like the afterthought. It was kind of like Bianca, Io, and Rhea. Um, but the match was pretty good. There were some high flying moments, and they're all pretty good. Really, they're all really good technical wrestlers. Um,
The match didn't start.
well, you asked me what I thought about the three of them.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the match. The triple threat. They're not involved. It's Cena in
Okay, I thought we were on the match.
No.
That's my. I zoomed out for a minute. All right. Well, um, yeah, I'm excited to see what more is going to happen with them. Um, I did. She's a phenomenal doctor. Um, I think I don't know. I think Tiffany's time might be coming to a close soon. Um, she's a little. She's getting a little boring to me. I don't know. How about you?
I just don't think there's anyone really for her to fight. She keeps fighting the same people. It's been her and Nia Jax for like months. Then she fought Charlotte, and now it's like she hasn't fought anybody. So it's like been repetitive. She just fought Nia again last week. Like there's no challengers really right now. There are, but they're just not putting her against anybody.
Yeah, I would like to see maybe Oh no, that's dumb. I was gonna say EO, but I would like to see a champion versus champion. That would be good.
Well, you started talking about it. Our first match of the night is the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Charlotte Flair and Giulia are already out in the ring, and their opponent is WWE Women's United States Champion Zelina Vega. This is a pretty decent match to pick off Raw. Zelina lands a double DDT and then a double moonsault to the floor. Charlotte lands a flying double cross body. Charlotte then applies a figure four, but Zelina lands a flying meteora and hits a code red to Giulia, but Charlotte breaks up the pin. Charlotte lands a big boot to Zelina, applies a figure eight to Zelina, but Giulia lands a flying stomp to Charlotte. And then Giulia gets the win after landing a Northern Lights bomb to Zelina, pinning the Women's United States Champion and advancing into the Money in the Bank match. We now know it's going to be Alexa Bliss, Giulia, and Roxanne Perez all in that match. We'll have more competitors. But this is the first time Charlotte and Giulia mixed up in the ring, and I think this is the first time that all three of them competed. But I think they did a decent job for a match.
Why does the champion get pinned? Why does Zelina take the fucking?
Well, I think because they know that a singles match between Charlotte and Giulia would be something people would probably want to see, and rather than ruin that, they'd rather have someone like Zelina lose, which is stupid, I know, but they've been doing that since the beginning of time, where if they want to see two people together, don't have them lose before they actually compete one-on-one.
Yeah.
But out of those three, we know we got Alexa, Giulia, and Roxanne. Just those three, who do you think has a better shot at winning?
Between Alexa, Bliss, Giulia, and Roxanne. I would say Alexa.
Okay. Well, we're going to find out in, what is it, next week? Next up, we see Chelsea Green in the backstage area mocking Zelina Vega that she lost. The Secret Hervice double teams Zelina backstage until Michin and B-Fab make the save, and Nick Aldis makes a tag match between the two teams later on. We then get Chris Sabin with Alex Shelley against Tommaso Ciampa with Johnny Gargano. And the end comes to this match when Candice LeRae shows up, distracting Chris Sabin, dropping Sabin across the apron, and then Ciampa lands a Widow's Peak, and Tommaso Ciampa gets the win. But the main story from this is that Candice LeRae is now with the DIY.
Yeah, it was kind of a shocker to see Candice LeRae. She's been gone for a while, but it's funny because I've noticed when people's names start popping up, like in the last week, I've seen a couple people asking about where she's been, and now she pops up. But the whole B-Fab and Michin, I don't really get that. And I think B-Fab should be staying with the Street Profits. I mean, DIY has Candice LeRae now. You know, I don't see B-Fab and Michin amounting to anything. So I think she should be putting that work into the faction of the Street Profits. But who am I?
You're a sexy hot commodity. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't really care about the tag team division, although that it's really good on SmackDown. Um, I don't know. This is kind of just basic.
Plus, our champions are gone.
No, they're there. The Street Profits.
Oh, I meant women's.
Oh, the women's tag team. Yep, that's right, Rock. I forgot that there were even tag team titles. We then see Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest brawling in the arena again. And again, a bunch of security guards separate them. Their match will take place tonight on Saturday night's main event inside the steel cage. I don't want your prediction about who wins, but I want to know, do you think it's going to be as bloody as the CM Punk match, or do you think it's going to be less than?
I think it's gonna be a brawl. I've heard a lot of talk that that Damian Priest is still really hurt from his WrestleMania match, and everybody's been giving him a lot of credit that he's still been going on with these really hard matches, and they're thinking that tonight he might be written off for a while. So I don't know.
Damian Priest?
Yeah.
We'll see. Alexa Bliss walks past Charlotte Flair, and as she walks past her backstage, she says, "That's why you need friends." And Charlotte's like, "I don't need you." And Alexa's like, "I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my doll, Lily." And she basically just says, we'll see what happens. So they're still teasing Charlotte and Alexa teaming up here, but we don't know for sure exactly if they will be a team or not, or what Alexa's MO is exactly. So what do you think?
I feel like if they're bringing it up, obviously at some point it's gonna happen. But I don't know. I just don't really. We all want to see Alexa with the Wyatt Six. I really don't care to see her form a friendship with fucking Charlotte Flair for what?
No, I mean the problem is you already have Nikki Cross a part of the Wyatt Six, so you're not gonna. And I really don't think they're gonna add Alexa either. I think it's interesting because she does Sister Abigail as her finisher, so it's like, why wouldn't she be a part of the Wyatt Six? But I think they kind of jumped the gun with Nikki Cross. I'm glad she's a part of the group, but she really didn't have any history with Bray Wyatt, and then you have this other person who's not a part of the group, but she's doing his finisher and pretty much alluded. So it's like interesting that they're not converting those together. It's just interesting. But like, why? It just doesn't make sense. It's like we all know Sister Abigail is Bray's finisher. She used to do Twisted Bliss, and then when she joined with Bray, she did it. We know that's Bray Wyatt's move. She doesn't like make it a secret. Like she smiles when she does it. So it's just like, why not just join them when you come back? What are you doing? Unless she's building her own sort of. I don't want to say Wyatt Six, but I don't know. It's just if she wasn't added when she debuted, I don't see why they're gonna wait. And when's a good time to add her? You know, it's like, what are they waiting for?
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. I feel like what's the point? Do they want to do this angle with Charlotte first and then add her?
And the Wyatt Six haven't been on for weeks, so it's like at the time when she came back, did they even know?
Or
That they were going to come back?
will she replace Nikki Cross? Or I mean, they could have two women. You never know.
But also one thing to mention is that Nikki's important. Like when they do the Wyatt Six thing, her face is the one that pops on the screen. So she's like important to it. I just don't. If Alexa's not going to be a part of it, then don't do any of Bray Wyatt's stuff because the whole group is supposed to be in honor of Bray and to represent him. Nikki doesn't even do the Sister Abigail, and she's supposed to be Sister Abigail. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Right. Alexa, even the jacket she wears out to the ring says "Best Fiends Forever" instead of friends. Like
Yeah. We'll see. We then have the Secret Hervice with Chelsea Green taking on Michin and B-Fab. Zelina attacks Chelsea Green on the floor, which causes a distraction, allowing B-Fab and Michin to get the win. We mentioned it earlier. There's really no like point to this because there's no women's tag team titles, so it's just like let's just throw everyone together. Uh, we then see another tag match. We have Jimmy Uso and Rey Fenix against JC Mateo and the WWE United States Champion Jacob Fatu with Solo Sikoa in their corner, and Mateo and Fatu get the win after Solo distracts Jimmy and JC Mateo lands the Tour of the Islands. What do you think of JC Mateo now? He's been on for 2 weeks. He's a part of this new bloodline. He and JC got the win. I'm sorry, he and Jacob got the win. What do you think? We know they're not going to last forever, but do you think this is going to be a team, or do you think in a couple of weeks they're going to be done?
I think it's all about to blow up because we're going to find out something after this match. But go ahead.
No,
I mean, did you cover the match?
No, yeah, we just covered what the JC Mateo got the win after the Tour of the Islands, and Solo helped distract.
And what about the backstage?
That didn't happen yet. Oh. We're gonna get there. R-Truth then comes out and talks about his match against John Cena at Saturday night's main event. It really didn't do shit. He basically just says that if he has to, he will beat the ever hustle, loyalty, and respect back in John Cena's ass.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect.
R-Truth says, I miss my hero. I can't deny it. And on Saturday, if Cena wins, we riot. Cena's going to win, so get ready for a fucking riot. I mean, R-Truth, back in the day, like, his issue with John Cena in 2011 was, like, a racial thing. He made it all about, like, race, and he dressed up in a Confederate suit. Like, he, like, really, like, did it all.
Who did John Cena?
R-Truth.
Oh, R-Truth.
And they fought at Capital Punishment in DC in 2011, and it one match, and that was it. So
what was the Confederate?
He was just basically like, I wasn't watching it at the time, but I feel like it was just him kind of putting it in people's faces that they're, racist people in the world. This match is going to be like short. I don't think this match is going to be long at all. They're both. We looked at their combined age and it's 101. I mean, this is just here to put John Cena on the card. But do you think R-Truth is going to at least have some momentum, or do you think it's just going to be John Cena?
Oh yeah, I don't think he's going to crush R-Truth. No, but he,
R-Truth is a former NWA TNA World Champion.
For his age, he can fucking move.
I agree. He can move like Jagger. We have our second Money in the Bank qualifying match. Aleister Black versus LA Knight versus Shinsuke Nakamura here. But before the match, we get a promo from Nia Jax, Jade Cargill, and Naomi. They will compete in a qualifying match next week.
I'm excited to see that match.
That will be good. Yeah. But LA Knight ends up landing a megaplex to Aleister Black, and then Shinsuke hits a flying knee to LA Knight. LA hits the mega star to Aleister for a 2 count. Black lands a double moonsault to Shinsuke. Well, he lands a moonsault to Shinsuke on the floor. LA moves, and then Aleister dives onto LA. Black lands a black mass to Shinsuke, but LA Knight tosses Black to the floor and pins Shinsuke Nakamura. So now LA Knight is now in the Money in the Bank ladder match. I think it's Solo Sikoa, right? He won last week. LA Knight, and who else won? Let me see. I'm going to look it up so that we know. Let's see. Money in the Bank. I forgot what happened on Raw already. Shame on me. Okay, let's see who are in the match. Yeah, it's just Solo Sikoa and LA Knight. The women have more people in it. So, I mean, they're both SmackDown guys, so
it's gonna be, but
it's probably gonna be Jacob Fatu. He's gonna be involved in that match, but well, let's talk about that. So Nick Aldis is backstage, and he tells the Bloodline that Jacob Fatu will have a chance to qualify next week in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And then Jacob looks at Solo and says, "I love you, Solo," and leaves. And Solo just looks. He's like, "It's okay." So clearly, they're throwing signs that
two things could happen here. Either, one, Solo could sacrifice himself and help him to, to win the match, which I highly doubt he would do. But for the good of the Bloodline, if he wanted to keep them together, he could do that. Or the second thing is that, he's just going to flat out go at it with Jacob, or JC could get involved, and the two of them could betray. The two of them could betray Jacob. So, I don't know. It just depends if they want to keep them together or not. So, well, you came back.
Well, I just think that
I was saying either the two of them are going to gang up, and that's going to be it, or
I think if anyone, I'm sorry, cut you off. I think if anyone's going to cost anybody, Solo. I think Solo's going to screw over Jacob. I think Jacob's going to help Solo throughout the match, and then we're going to see a moment where Jacob's alone climbing the ladder, or it's Solo. Solo's going to climb the ladder, and then Jacob's going to, one of them is going to do it, and then it's going to cost that person, is what I think. Well, we've made it to our main event of SmackDown. WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, defending against Fraxiom here. Axiom lands a double moonsault to the floor. We've seen this move happen throughout every fucking match. A double moonsault to the floor, basically. Axiom lands a flying DDT to Angelo Dawkins for a 2. The Street Profits hits a super blockbuster to Axiom, but Frazier breaks it up. DIY come out, and then Motor City Machine Guns immediately attack DIY. Montez dives over the post onto everyone on the floor, and then Montez Ford climbs to the top rope. The lights go out, and the Wyatt Sick show up and destroy everybody, laying everybody out. We see Bo Dallas hitting Johnny Gargano with his sister Abigail. He applies the mandible claw on Nathan Frazier. Wyatt 6 is back, and that's fucked everybody up.
If this did not happen, this would have been a terrible episode.
And it was Bray Wyatt.
Very uneventful. But I did tell you earlier in the week there was a good chance of them coming back. And honestly, I kind of forgot what I was watching, which I'm glad about. Because one, they were in their hometown, and two, it was Bray Wyatt's birthday. And
I liked when they blew out the candle.
it was really cool. It was an awesome comeback, and it saved the whole show.
I agree. Well, I'm so excited. Well, you saved the whole show. I'm excited the Wyatt 6 are back. Now I'm thinking about what they're going to do, who they're going to destroy next. I'm very excited.
Go after the Judgment Day.
Really quick, let's give a quick rundown of Saturday night's main event, and then we're going to say goodbye. R-Truth versus John Cena. Quick, who do you think?
John Cena.
John Cena. He's definitely going to win. We have Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker versus CM Punk and Sami Zayn.
I think Sammy's going to turn, and Seth Rollins' group has got to win.
People are claiming that it could be Austin Theory to help Seth Rollins and join that group. Interesting. But I agree. I think Seth Rollins and Braun is going to win that one.
Do you think?
Maybe. I don't know. I think it might be too early for that. We also have the steel cage match. John Cena and Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. Quick.
Damian Priest.
I think Drew is going to win. I think eventually we're going to see Drew versus Jacob Fatu.
I think Damian's going to win because Drew won't have to take a pin in this one. Damian will escape the cage.
And what's the last match? I don't even know.
There's
4, but we didn't say.
There's 5.
No, there's 4. Let me see. Shit, hang on.
Jey Uso versus
Logan Paul.
Jey Uso.
Jey Uso's gonna win. Well, those are our predictions. We've covered all of SmackDown. That's it. 4 matches, 2 hours. Until next time, everybody, stay safe and stay uncensored.